Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content will be coming today will be in the sport of wrestling inside the WWE world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my own personal list of the best character changes in these respective wrestlers' careers. So, the names that I'm about to mention 5 wrestlers throughout the segment. All of them are talented as hell and some all-time greats. But without these unnecessary character changes, I feel like their careers wouldn't be at the level or wouldn't have got to the peak level, or they wouldn't have been established as Hall of Fame careers if these character changes were not made to these wrestlers' personas over the years. So, starting off with wrestler number 1 that comes to my list is Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns went from the big dog to the tribal chief, that was one of the best character changes in wrestling history. Now, Roman Reigns was a part of the Shield in the late 2010s with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. When the faction split up, Roman Reigns was pushed down our throats to be the next big John Cena as the main event star in the WWE. There's no problem with that, but you gave him this bland babyface character that basically made us have to believe that Roman Reigns was going to be the next big star in the WWE. That did not work. He's very bland on the mic, very bland as a babyface character. Should have turned heel a long time ago, but the perfect time was in 2020 when he did turn heel. When he became the tribal chief, the head of the table, when he started the bloodline, when he had Paul Heyman, one of the greatest managers in WWE history, join his side and go on a tremendous heel run, something we might not see duplicated in years and years in the WWE, started the bloodline, went on to become the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion for 3.5 years, started the Bloodline faction, one of the greatest factions in WWE history, a tremendous heel on the microphone, did not give a damn about anybody as long as he was at the head of the table as the undisputed champion in the WWE, one of the greatest heels in WWE history. I mean, Roman Reigns, if he did not do that character change, I feel like Roman Reigns would have packed it up, went to Hollywood, because he would have been burnt out of that babyface character. I feel like Roman Reigns wouldn't be at the top of the mountain, top of the pinnacle of his career without that necessary change to his career. That worked out for the best, and that is exactly what I'm talking about, of characters that went under career changes, career character changes necessary to make them an all-time great. That's why Roman Reigns is on this list. Now, next one, this one's an underrated one, but second is the Animal Batista. Now, if you guys remember 2002, the OVW class was loaded with John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista. You could throw Shelton Benjamin in the mix as well. Batista, when he first came out, he was Devon Dudley's deacon, which is actually crazy when you think about that. And Batista, we're talking about a jacked man, 300 plus pounds of pure muscle, all meat, just like Booker T would say, pause. But the man was strong as shit. Why is he playing a deacon character for Devon Dudley? If Batista didn't go join Evolution with Triple H, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair, and learn from some all-time greats and be a part of one of the greatest factions in WWE history, I felt like he would have been released and we never would have seen Batista at an all-time high. With Batista going under this character change, learning from the Nature Boy Ric Flair, learning from the dirtiest player in the game, Triple H, you had him learn and become a future world champion. Batista, after this character change, went on to become a 6-time world champion, had put together a Hall of Fame career, headlined and main evented 2 WrestleManias, defeated several world champions like Triple H, John Cena, The Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, and several others over the years in his career. If that stood the test of time of Batista being a deacon, he would have packed it up, never would have been seen again, released, and you never would have seen the Animal Batista take over in the Ruthless Aggression era as one of the biggest stars and one of the biggest baby faces in the company. So that has to be second on my list. Third would have to be Bray Wyatt. Now, Bray Wyatt deserves a lot of credit for being one of the most creative minds in WWE history. God rest his soul. But Bray Wyatt was so creative because if you guys look at his character, what he started with of Husky Harris. Husky Harris was a part of the Nexus. And Husky Harris just was really bland. He had no direction of where he was going to go. And I feel like if Bray Wyatt never changed his character from Husky Harris to Bray Wyatt, he would have been released. So he went back down to NXT, changed his character around, started the Wyatt family with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, and then became the leader, the Eater of Worlds. Bray Wyatt was a tremendous character in this persona. And then he went on to change his character once again. Went from Bray Wyatt to The Fiend. The Fiend Bray Wyatt was one of the most dangerous and scariest characters that we've seen in recent memory in the WWE. It was very creative with having the Firefly Funhouse with several others by his side, the characters. Bray Wyatt just was a creative mind that could go in any direction and make things work. That's how talented he was as a wrestler. And his character change was necessary because if he continued to be Husky Harris, he would have been released. And the worst would have happened for Bray Wyatt. Probably would have never been one of the most influential sports entertainers in recent memory in this generation of WWE. God rest his soul, but Bray Wyatt was a tremendous character and had a lot of ideas in the wrestling world. Now, 4 would be the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, Stone Cold Steve Austin, like a lot of wrestlers, they try things, they fail. You go to different promotions, you fail. When Stone Cold Steve Austin was in WCW, Eric Bischoff didn't see anything in him, which led to Stone Cold Steve Austin walking out in the early days of WCW. Which, can you imagine if Stone Cold was a part of the Attitude Era, part of the Monday Night Wars, instead of being on the Monday Night Raw side, being over on Mondays for WCW? They possibly would have taken WWE out of business back then, but they gave up on Stone Cold Steve Austin too early. We all know Stone Cold spent time in ECW with Paul Heyman, but when Stone Cold got to the WWE in 1995, he was under the persona of the Ringmaster, which is kind of crazy to think about, being under the Ringmaster, technical wrestler that Stone Cold Steve Austin was at the time, and he was paired up with Ted DiBiase, having him as his manager. That didn't really work. And when that didn't work, that's when Stone Cold Steve Austin was inserted to the King of the Ring tournament. And we all know the rest is history. Austin 316 just said, "I just whooped your ass." The rest is history. Stone Cold went on to become one of the most dynamic faces in WWE history, one of the greatest wrestlers in WWE history, one of the greatest promo talkers in WWE history. One of the reasons why WWE was saved during the Attitude Era is because of the work that Stone Cold Steve Austin was doing week in and week out to be an entertainer, a great in-ring performer. His work and that character change saved the WWE, I feel like, because without Stone Cold and the Monday Night War ratings and the Monday Night War wars, would the WWE still be here today? Well, I gotta bite my lip down. One more character I have for you guys to close out. This one, I feel like, has to be added because of the influence that he had in the wrestling game. That's John Cena. Now, John Cena has to be considered to have one of the greatest character changes in WWE history, because when, like I said, with that loaded OVW class of 2002 with Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, and John Cena coming out, John Cena was the most bland of them all if you subtract that Batista Deacon role. John Cena just came out there basically in some upgraded boxer briefs with, I don't want to say the greatest haircut, but John Cena, with a buzz cut, John Cena basically came out there and just said, "Ruthless aggression is the reason why I'm going to beat Kurt Angle." And smacked the taste out of his mouth. But after that, John Cena was so bland in the ring. What was there to like about him? He was just a jack guy that you could get out of Gold's Gym to throw in a WWE ring. No character, just bland. And John Cena was nearly released in 2002, 2003 for being that bland in the ring. But then the Thugonomics character of John Cena just going just rapping in his promos, being entertaining on the mic, being entertainment to the crowd. And the doctor of Thugonomics is the reason why John Cena pushed himself to the top, because once he went under that character change, he was in programs with Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker in early 2003 on SmackDown, Eddie Guerrero 2, and that's what pushed him to the main event scene. And obviously after that, after the Doctor of Thugonomics character, John Cena was pushed to the main event scene in WWE, and the rest is history. 16-time world champion, one of the greatest of all time. And yes, I gotta say that's a great character change, because if that didn't happen, John Cena would have been released. Would he be this big-time movie star? No. Would he be one of the greatest of all time? No. So you got to say that John Cena's character change was necessary. Those are my top 5 WWE character changes in WWE history, my own personal list. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.